Avatar, The Way of Water is finally here. A long decade wait. And we have now finally got it on the biggest screen possible. Now, this movie is the direct sequel to the original Avatar movie that James Cameron made back in 2009. Now, I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on the new Avatar movie, but let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this Avatar movie? Did you think it was better than the first one? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down there, smash that like button, click subscribe, and let's get into this review of Avatar 2, The Way of Water, right now.
Is our fortress.
Okay, so it's been 13 years in the making. Avatar 2 has finally come. Look, James Cameron took a freaking whole decade off of making films. This guy has made some of my favorite films of all time. Aliens, Terminator 2. Like, this guy has a absolute insane... It's just insane how many good films this guy makes. And to hear that he was going to step away for, like, ages, for a decade, to create his Avatar movies, I was like, cool. Avatar was decent. I wouldn't say it's it was visually spectacular when it came out, absolutely breathtaking. But I didn't think story-wise and movie-wise like it was anything like, I was like, wow, this is like the best movie I've ever seen in my life. No, visually it was probably the best movie I've ever seen in my life, visually, but not story-wise, character-wise, or anything like that. So when I heard that he was taking all this time off, I was like, oh, why, James? Why? You could make some really good stuff here. But nevertheless, he did it. Now we have finally seen Avatar 2. The long wait is here. I'll tell you guys right now. Was it worth the wait? Was it worth the decade-long wait? Yeah, okay. I'm going to give him a pass for it. I'll give him a pass because I did enjoy this movie quite a lot. Now, I mean, where do you begin? But the visual effects. This movie is definitely winning the Oscar for best visual effects. Just give it to him. Just give it to him right now. Give Avatar 2 the visual effects Oscar. It's no contention. This is one of the most, if not, actually no, it is the best looking film I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It is stunning. Now I understand why it cost an absolute fortune to make. Now I know why he had to step away and take so long to make it. Because just the visualization, the colors, the Pandora world itself, the creatures. It's unfreaking believable. The new tribe we meet, the reef people, unbelievable designs, spectacular CGI. That water is so gorgeous. It looked like I was actually somewhere in the, Fiji. I was in Barbados. I was somewhere Bora Bora. Like, that's what it looked like. It looked so realistic. The creatures, the little details were so incredible. I was absolutely floored watching this. It looked so freaking good. You could go, visually, it is just, man, it's my mind is blown. Just how I'm lost for words at how beautiful this movie is. Lost for words. I don't have any words to describe how beautiful it is. I really don't. I can't. No matter what I say, no matter how you describe this movie visually, it just doesn't do it justice. So you guys, if you guys don't even care about the story or anything like that, you have to go out there for the visuals. You have to. You won't be doing yourself justice if you don't go see this on the big screen. This is made for cinema. This is made for the big screen. A TV screen doesn't do it justice. You need to see it on the biggest screen possible. IMAX, wherever. Go and see it. Visually mesmerizing. Now, when we get down to the core of it, the story, the characters, the relationships, the plot. Look, so we have the character returning from the previous one, but in a different way. So I was always wondering where he was going to take the story after the first one. I was like, how do you take it from the people invading in the first one and then getting rid of him and sending him off? So it's a very similar story of like the humans invading again. They're coming back, but this time they're after something different. They're hunting other things, they're creating other things, and we actually find out the motive of the human race and what they're really trying to do and why they've come back to Pandora and what their ultimate goal is. So that was good because we get this refreshing take on it. And we bring back a character in a very different way, a very unique, well, it's not really unique, but in a way it is, and it made sense. It did make sense, but then I also thought it was a bit cheap to bring that character back and not have like a new villain. So that to me could have been a bit better. As for the actual story itself, this is more about family than anything else. This is about sticking together as a family, fighting for your family. That's what it is to its core. And I like that message. But I think what really stuck out to me the most was the father, son, and brother relationship. And of course, it's something I can resonate with. So it's easier for me to gravitate to that. But I felt like that connection with the two brothers trying to live up to the father's expectations and then just falling and failing all the time and not meeting those expectations, and one of them getting casted out in the shadow of the older brother, I thought was absolutely fantastic. Like that whole dynamic, that whole relationship, I really loved. I really was into that. I thought that was the strongest part of the film for me. Besides the visuals, that was the strongest part of the story and the characters, was that dynamic. I love that. Now, there's other characters that were introduced. There's one that is adopted, but isn't at the... It's weird, because I didn't know avatars could have babies. Like, that's probably the one question I have is, how do the avatars have, like, the reproductive organs and whatever they need to reproduce? They do, apparently. So, I'm intrigued by, like, that. And then, obviously, there's this mystery around one particular character who is given birth in a very strange way and very unique way, and they don't even know how it happened. And she has her own character arc that revolves around the actual planet itself. So you remember in the first one how they're able to connect with the planet itself. She has this ability to connect with them as well. And I wonder if this is going to be along the lines of, very much, to bring it back to Star Wars, very much along the lines of an Anakin Skywalker sort of situation of being born from something else. Not naturally conceived, but something else. You know how the Force created Anakin? Maybe something like that happened here with this particular child. I don't know. So I do have questions now moving forward with certain characters and where we're going to go with the story, because the way it ended very typical and very, like, predictable. It really did. I thought the dynamic with the reef people and the forest people were really, really good. I like that dynamic. And we got, what I love is James Cameron explored the lore. He expanded it. He gave us this reef tribe, like these new species of characters that we've never seen before, and like what makes them so different from the forest people, and we see how they interact, we see new creatures. Like, expanding Pandora was fantastic, and he needed to do that, because I didn't want to see another one where we're fighting in the forest again, but he's expanded upon that, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant how he did that. Now, it is a tad long. I feel like he could have cut 20 minutes out. I felt like I was watching the extended version of it. That's what it felt like. There is some scenes where he does dwell on it. And that is, I get it. Like, there's a scene where it's, like, visually beautiful, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, you could have cut that out. You didn't need to be there. So there is a lot of that in here. Personally, I didn't feel like it felt 3 hours. It felt more like 2 hours, 2.5 hours for me. That's where I really felt like it. But there is scenes where it does drag and you could have cut it out. But overall, Avatar 2, I probably like this more than the first one. I probably do. And it is visually stunning. It has a decent enough story. And I actually really enjoyed this film quite a lot. More than I thought I would. And I'll give James Cameron a pass for taking a decade to make it. I'll give you a pass. But you better make Avatar 3 good, because I don't know how many times I can do the same story over and over again with the same villain constantly. It's got to be a bit more creative. And I'm very interested to see where they're going to go. And I mean, he made a really bold choice in here with one of the characters as well that I was never expecting. And he never on my radar for that to happen. So that was pleasant surprise as well. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think about Avatar 2? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down in that comment section below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe. I'll see you guys next video. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.